Hey guys, welcome to part 3. Part 1 and 2 are linked down below if you haven't checked them out yet and feel called to. Now, we have all of our activation cards together. We've decided we're just having one activation, so this has to do with a karmic situation that we're moving away from, as there was an interference with the Eight of Swords to help us to expand with our adaptability here with the elements of air. As we know, this is connected to the super moon in Aquarius today and Lionsgate portal, which is active. And we will be receiving a message for that soon, so hang tight here. And this is how we're healing from holding on within the mind. We're healing from holding on to conflict within the mind. And we're having an activation of a new idea. And this new idea is connected to our freedom and innovation, as well as our freedom of how we would like to create with our authenticity, as well as how we're feeling restricted with how we are creating with other people. There's going to be a balance of restoration restored here for us. And it's thanks to the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. The positive tetrahedron of air and the negative tetrahedron of water coming together with a heart chakra activation. So let's get a message here and get an activation. And I want to see where I'm called to being called to being go. Guys, my words haven't been working at all. We're in a time of innovation. I see Aquarius moon. Making up new words. And ever notice how the new is always attacked? We're going to heal from attacking the new and allowing it to expand and understanding that the new is connected to the old and its growth. And we need a fresh approach. We need change. That's why the Fool is here twice. The Fool is here twice in channel messages because we need a fresh approach. This is about having a fresh approach to how we work with others, as well as honoring our authenticity and how we work with ourselves and the restoration of balance of that. There's a negotiation, of course, through the earth, through the center point, and it's connected to love. And that's what this is about. Remember, this is about love. This is about the expansion of love. So we need to honor a recharge with the Father. We need to recharge our energy for this. And it helps us to build the economy of the new world. Remember, this is about stability. We talked about this in part 1 or part 2. I can't remember. But this is about stability. So, and a meeting through the center point with justice, a negotiation, and look at that. The restoration of balance, working with Libra here. So there's a connection to Libra season and love. And look at that. But we need to recharge, of course. That's why we're working with the King of Cups and Queen of Wands. We need to have a recharge here. We need to have a recharge. So this is connected to our next moon. And we know that this is about love. Having a fresh approach to love. We're having a fresh approach to partnerships. We're having a fresh approach to this. And it has something to do with our purpose, our mission work, and expanding with all of life here. Okay, so let's go a little bit further into this as I'm feeling called to, because there's a message here for rose quartz, because this is another channel message that we just didn't have time to share because it's going to be shared in part 3. So this has to do, this activation here has to do with what we're doing here. And look at that, I even have the King of Cups in here. The King of Cups was holding its space, and I didn't think we're going to have time to share this message. And look, what are we having this activation with? So, God knew we were doing it in part 3. Thank you. Okay. Self-love, self-worth, being enough, and worthiness. So that's what we're activating here. Of course it is. We have to heal from this karmic situation and get back to creating with the sun. And we talked about that in part 2. Get back to creating with our happiness and maturity through the earth, with the earth, in order to heal from the conflict within the mind and heart. We're going to get back to work with the earth and the 8 of Pentacles and the sun, the energy. Self-love, self-worth, being enough, worthiness. When rose quartz appears, you are called to pay attention to one of the most wonderful creations the conscious universe has ever brought into being. You. Have you forgotten how beautiful you are? You have so many strengths and a unique set of qualities that will be like magical superpowers as you walk the healing path. Rose quartz spirit has come to remind you of your soul's worth. Many people will benefit simply from knowing you and being in your presence. Drinking in the love that radiates from your heart. And yes, many of us are healing from addictions, and it's time for us to drink in the love from our hearts and less drinking from the bottle. And whatever our other vices are, right? We're healing from that. We're in a time of healing from that. Trust that the conscious universe is always there to fill you up with the power of love whenever you need it, and remind you that you are worthy of all that you seek. For you are an exquisite expression of divinity. What a powerful and one-of-a-kind source of healing, of love you are. Relationship message. We are conditioned to forget how amazing we are. So when rose quartz spirit shows up, it's because now is a time for being aware of how quickly we forget our beauty and worth. And that's what we needed to see. That's what we needed to see. We had an interference in order to see our own worth. So this conflict within the mind and the heart allowed us to see our own worth. And that's why we're working with the King and Queen of Cups. This is about our worthiness. Have you been falling into a comparison trap and convincing yourself that you aren't good enough and that you have to work hard to deserve what you want for yourself? No, no, no. Let go of that scarcity mentality. Comparing yourself to someone who should be done. Let's say that again. Comparing yourself to someone else should be done only when you want to identify those matching inner strengths of yours that you wish to amplify so that you may experience even more love and prosperity. Today is a good day to connect with what you see and love in others and feel the presence of those attributes within yourself. Remind yourself of the times when you've been strong, smart, playful, confident. Whatever the quality is within you, know that you have all you need, and you will see your relationship reflecting that you are worthy of what you desire. So this is about being able to see the many gifts we have, ones that are obvious and ones that are hidden, and a time of discovery into us, into you, that the conscious universe knows and loves. Then it will be easier to let go of the old ways of relating to abundance in the world. So that fits into how we're expanding with our 10 of Pentacles and our abundance and how we fit into this world with the freedom of our self-expression and creations, and then working with others, the balance restored. Step into fully accepting that you deserve a firm foundation of material wealth. So we have to accept this first and foremost in order to create it. Crystal Spirit meditation. Rose quartz is often identified with romantic love, but this beautiful stone in fact encourages us to experience love in its myriad of forms. From a mother's tender care of her child to random acts of service of kindness toward a stranger. Rose quartz encompasses all expressions of love, including self-love. Meditation with this stone brings the knowing that we are a part of this loving frequency, that we are perfect and always have been. So this has to do with our self-worth. And that, remember, this, the King and Queen of Swords are being activated in order to create this right now with the Empress. And we're doing this through the Nine of Pentacles in the Garden of Venus. All right, let's just confirm it. Let's confirm it here. And I know it has something to do with Temperance and the Two of Cups. What's happening with Temperance here is we're in a time of alchemy with the feminine and masculine, which of course we have the King and Queen of Cups here. And this alchemy is helping us to expand, to literally expand love. That's the time we're in. We're in a time of expanding partnerships and expanding love. But remember, in order to expand these partnerships and to expand love, we're expanding our partnerships with everybody. It goes back to that message just shared. This is our partnerships with everyone because we're healing from codependency. In order to see that it's our relationships. Ooh, guys, hold on. They have made a little bit of a mess here. Our relationship with our partnerships to heal from codependency, to see that it's all important, it's all one. We're restoring balance. We're in a time of the restoration of balance. Wow. Well, I have these three cards flipped over. So here's the Six of Pentacles. Remember, this is about being, here it is right here. That's what's happening. We're in a time of restorations of balance, a time of being paid out. This is about our abundance, but from the work that we've been doing. With the Princess of Discs, we know this is about our manifestations. We're in a time of manifestations because the lovers are healing from being exhausted. That's why we needed to recharge. And remember, we got recharge. We need to find our adaptability in order to recharge. Talked about this in part 2. So how are we going to do that? We need to heal from our fears. We need to heal from, remember, this is about the conflict of the mind. So we're going to do it with the Queen of Cups, our intuition. And there, look, thus our energy is restored. Look at that. Now we have the King and Queen of Cups here. Now we have counterparts. The King and Queen of Cups. Oops. Let's get it straight. Look at that. The King of Cups works with the Queen of Cups, our intuition, which says everything. And right, look at that. Look at that. The Queen of Cups, our connection to the Queen of Wands, the feminine, having our sword and having the wand. And then check this out, guys. The next card is the King of Wands. Look at that. Counterparts. King and Queen of Wands. King and Queen of Cups. And if we want any more confirmation, look who is right here. The Queen of Wands. Helping us to heal from what? The Five of Swords, our defeat. Now we've come full circle because remember, we're clearing karma and we're healing from conflict of the minds. And the Queen of Wands and King of Cups are helping us to do so. So now we're in the time of planning. But we have to change our perspective. And that's healing from our lack of, this is about lack of patterning. We're not living in lack of anymore. There's the Five of Pentacles. We have to get out of this lack of patterning in order to create this stability, because that's what we're in the time of. Remember, we're creating stability in order to create this economy of this new world. So we're having a negotiation. What's being activated here of movement, and this is what's opening up within the sky. This Lionsgate portal is restoring movement. It's restoring movement, and it's connected to our destiny. What's being activated here? it's connected to our leadership. I don't feel it. One card, guys. One card. It's connected to our leadership. How are we leading? And it's through self. This isn't like, how are we leading others? This is how are we inspiring others through self. Embracing. And that goes back to these two people embracing here. Look, these two people are together, but they're opening up with this portal. But they're at a standstill. There it is. They're at a standstill. And there's the gateway. Embracing. As they stand still. And the gateway opens. And it's connected to truth. And this truth is connected to love. And it has to do, look at, it's just, wow. Wow. Flood plains. A floodplain is a naturally occurring phenomenon in which the land adjacent to a river floods out the far banks of the surrounding land. During times of high water, land that is normally dry may be underwater for a period of time. When this occurs, silt, sand, and nutrients are deposited. For this reason, floodplains are often great areas of fertility as well as rich ecosystems. They're excellent areas for lush, abundant crops. It is a natural occurrence that allows life in all areas to thrive. So look at that. These lands are usually dry, but they need a restoration of nutrients. Remember, this is about a recharge. We have to recharge. The sacred landscape wants you to know. Sometimes life overflows with emotions, which can feel uncomfortable. And there's our connection to the 5 of Cups. However, this ensuing result of this discomfort can be of great value, perhaps arising from an unseen or unknown source. You get this card when emotions are seemingly overflowing or not flowing at all. Cherish the overflow of emotions and embrace the times that seem murky, for your inner floodplains are being replenished, and as a result, there will be a great spiritual and physical expansion. Embrace all your emotions. When you do so, greater prosperity and fertility will flow into your life. Alternatively, if your emotions have been blocked, this is the time to explore and experience them. This is understanding. This is all in a time for a greater good, and to just accept it all and create with it the good, the bad, the dark, the light, the yin, the yang, and everything in between. We're stepping into a deeper level of co-creators and our life's purpose and what we came here to do on this planet. Much love, guys. Much love. Until next time, when we expand, you know I am sending it to you, those good healing vibes. I love you. Take care, and I'll see you when we expand for this 8/8 Lionsgate portal even further. Take care.